Hey guys, and welcome to the podcast. This is probably going to be a bit more of an unusual one for you guys because we did have technical difficulties with recording the podcast. As you can see, just in the background here, I'm currently editing the show of what we managed to actually retrieve, but unfortunately, Skype let us down. So, what that's meant is we've only got the first 20 minutes, after which my computer restarted, had a blue screen of death, which is very rare for it to happen. And then when we restarted, we started the recording again. But for some reason, even though it said it was recording, Skype didn't record it properly and it never showed up. We got the first 2 minutes and then that was it. So unfortunately, all that you've got is Stephen and my intros. It's not a lot, it's only about 20 minutes, but seeing as it's been 6 months, we thought it was better than nothing. So I've putting this out there for you to enjoy. Also going to make reference to our new music channel as well, which is our homegrown music that's sort of like our lyrics mixed with a bit of AI and all of that sort of stuff as well. So it's all quite exciting in that. And at the end of this show, I'm going to put on the Pop Culture Gamers single because I made a song about the podcast on there just for your enjoyment. And if you've already been on the Pop Culture Gamers Facebook group, then you will probably have heard it anyway. But we do have a lot on there. There's a couple of songs that have just come out in the last few days as well. I'm going to try and have regular content in terms of music creation on there. That's just going to be solely about video games, music, and our thoughts on some of those. So a lot of them about our memories of playing specific games and that sort of thing. And coming on Wednesday, I actually have a song that is dedicated about everything I learned from Star Trek. So have an enjoyment of that one. Otherwise, Steve and I will be recording again in a couple of weeks, and we will make sure we get the whole new show recorded. We are going to actually move to a different platform for recording. We're currently looking at Teams and see how that does, because I use a lot of Teams at work, so I know what that's like. However, if anybody knows of any free alternatives that we can record from, that's the important bit. We need recording of it for video as well as audio. Then please let us know, because obviously things like Zoom, you only get a certain amount of time, about 40 minutes, and I think you only get about an hour on the free version of Teams as well, which is nowhere near enough when we ramble on for 2 or 3 hours. So let us know, tell us what you think. You want to contact us in any other way, obviously just use the contact email address of podcast@popculturegamers.co.uk. You can email, also you can X us, or you can contact us via our Facebook group, stuff like that. This is just a very off the cuff sort of recording. As you can tell, I've not scripted this. So just, you know the channels by now. If you don't, just look for HERJ UK, message me on there, or Pop Culture Gamer on X as well. That's another way that you can get in contact with us. And don't forget our YouTube channel, which if you're watching this, you were already on YouTube channel, on our Pop Culture Gamers channel. So watch the other videos. There's about 480 of them on there. And if you're not already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And please, guys, also, can we ask you, share content, because we want to get more noticed, because the more notice that we get, the more that we'll be able to get access to other things that are currently just out of our reach. So do us a solid and just share content within other Facebook groups, within your communities, talk to your friends about it, whatever it is that you like, just so that we can get a little bit more notice to the show and get even more subscribers. We are going to be doing it regular again. That's the intention to move to. But in the meantime, just enjoy this show. This is it. I'll finish this off. I'll put this at the beginning, and then I'll put the Pop Culture Gamer single at the end, and I'll put all of the links that you need to know within the description. So otherwise, thanks very much for watching and enjoy the show. Bye, guys.
You are about to witness history in the making.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome for the first time in 6 months. I can't quite believe how long it's been. If you don't know who we are, because you might not, because it's been so long, if your memory's bad, it's Pop Culture Gamers podcast. We're on episode number 157. My name's Hayden, and I'm here as always, or always used to be, Steve, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, okay, thank you. Sorry, I've still got my name from the last podcast I did. So I'm a firefighter at the moment, but other than that, yeah. Okay.
Fair enough. So, 6 months. Can you believe it? The last one we did was with Jamie Anderson, wasn't it? With our one there. I've tried to get in contact with him to see if we can get him back on, because obviously next month is his big concert, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that. It would have been nice to have gone, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't make it either, unfortunately, but I would have loved to have gone.
I mean, you can get the Blu-ray after, so that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah. No, that's what I plan on doing. So, Steve, it's been 6 months. What have you been doing?
Not a lot. Living life, really, I suppose, and just, I said we both had our own ups and downs to deal with, so just been, just chilling a little bit, I think, is probably the word we've been using. Bit of gabbing, bit of TV, some music.
Yeah.
What did I do? Yeah, so I can't think far back past May, to be fair. It's a bit of a blur that far back.
Is it all blotted out?
It is now, yeah. Although, say, in May, I went to see Gary Newman in concert. This was his celebration of his albums, The Replicas, shall I say, I'm getting confused with Blade Runner now, and The Pleasure Principle, which are hitting 45 years. So this tour was for the UK. Really good tour again. Last time was 5 years ago. I can't believe it's that far long since he last come down.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Being an O2 customer, I was able to get in early, get near the front, which was good. Got some nice photographs and some videos of that. The merch store was interesting because I saw him on Facebook signing 7-inch singles. And what he had was Down in the Park pressed as a 7-inch coloured vinyl. And I got a copy signed as well. So
nice. That
was really nice to do. So that was a good evening out with my wife's sister, because he went for that. June, well, I hit a milestone and turned 60, achievement unlocked on that one. Other than that, what else have we been up to? I did a podcast earlier in the year for the 50th anniversary of the Carrying Burn of Film 89. Just a bit of music coming my way over the year. A few dribs and drabs of vinyl. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, double albums came out. Picked them up. Airplane expanded for a Record Store Day as well, being the comedy Airplane.
Surely you can't be serious.
Exactly. And then Record Store Day, I picked up Man the Golden Gun picture disc for Lulu, with the main title, and Steve Wilson's mixes for Ultravox Lament as well. And a friend of mine, Jay Blake, Scored to Death, his Kickstarter album arrived. earlier in the year, and his Blu-ray documentary, which he's still working on to follow, about horror film scores to coincide with his two books. So I suppose that's about it, really. Bit of TV, some movies, not too much. That's about it, I think. Not much more I can say, really. Myself, have you got a bit of rambling to do?
Yeah. Well, before we actually were interviewed, Jamie, I was off work for a long time. Went back to work in April, and then unfortunately my mother-in-law started to get worse ill, and unfortunately she passed away as well, just after I returned back to work, which, you know, it's one of those things of, as a family, you come together and stuff like that, because I think we were talking at one point about us redoing the podcast, and then we had different issues within our personal lives which sort of like pushed us back. So anyway, trying to get through all of that as families, you know, it is what it is. Then I've been doing some of the YouTube videos, as a matter of fact quite a number of them now. So we've got quite a massive collection of different types of videos, from unboxings to how-tos to reviews to all sorts on there. So if you haven't ventured onto our YouTube channel yet, I strongly suggest that you do, because we've got about 480 videos on there now, which are hopefully sorry, what was that?
Plenty to keep you occupied.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, hopefully there'll be something on there that you can watch, and you can also listen to Pop Culture Gamers, the single.
Come on, how did all that come about, and what was the idea behind that?
I'd been doing a bit of research about AI, just to, you know, in relation to my own work, and about how it could be used and abused for stuff. And then I found out that actually you could generate music with AI. So I found a couple of sites to do it, and then started programming it in. So that has led to me creating a second channel, which is called Pop Vinyl Music, and I'm releasing songs every other day. But what I'm finding is I'm generating the music. I can't write music to save my life. So
if you did, you wouldn't be here doing this now. You'd be a musician, and so, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I used to be able to play the guitar, used to be in a band, all of that sort of stuff, but haven't done so for years. Can't even, you know, I can remember G, C, and A, and E sharp minor on those chords, and that's about it now on the guitar. But I just thought, yeah, let's have a bit of an experiment. So I quickly became very aware of some of the limits in terms of the AI generated music, because, you know, it uses the language models to generate the music based on prompts. But one of the programs that I found to do it, you could then generate like the bass structure and then change it yourself and put your own lyrics in, which is more what I've been doing now. So I get the tune, as it were, and then change the lyrics how I want to. So I would say the last few ones, since the one that's released tomorrow, which is about Assassin's Creed, the one I released today, for some reason I've been a bit crazy with it, and the one I've got to release in 2 days after the next one, so about Wednesday, majority of it is wrote by me. So yeah, it's a kind of like a bit of an alternative let out. It's quite nice to create something. Do you know what I mean? I know that I create the YouTube videos, I edit our podcast, stuff like that. But this is something completely new and original and different, and in a very diverse way away from the one that I've actually done. And not only that, but I'm creating the videos to go with it as well. So
all I can say is music is good therapy. So
it is.
And however you listen to music, or take it in, even for myself, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like even right down to creating the cover art. You know, I'll start it on
Photoshop.
No, I'll start it using AI. Put in some prompts.
It's scary though, isn't it?
It is. You know, it is when you look at some of the stuff that's being done. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Unfortunately, the listeners won't be able to see this, but what I'll do is I'll put this into the actual onto the screen so that the listeners who are watching this on YouTube will be able to see it as well. But I'll just show you my latest album cover or single cover, which I'll just put into the chat, and then you'll be quite amazed because this was all AI generated. The only thing that I did was change the person in front's top, and you can quite clearly see who that's supposed to be. Because his top was red, and I changed it to blue because he's got a blue top.
We're not going to be getting any backlash from a certain song that came out back in.
Oh no, it's not anything that a firm is going to be contacting.
There's no Klingons on the starboard bow here.
No, it's completely different lyrics, because what I'm actually doing is the songs that I'm creating are like sort of homages to what I've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one as our outro music tonight. So if you're interested in hearing, just wait till the end of the show, and the last few minutes of it will be this. But I'm particularly proud of this one because most of the lyrics are actually what I wrote myself.
So did you just like write I say like a poem in one way, because that's how lyrics are sometimes, and then fed it in?
Yeah, well, you can literally just put the lyrics in, and then it'll generate the music in the background.
Or can you generate certain words, and then it will then fill in the blanks?
Yeah, it'll fill in the blanks and stuff like that. But the one that I've done, you know, probably the two that I'm most proud of so far are the ones that I've done the most myself. So that's the Hellblade song that I did, you know, the homage to Hellblade, which I just advertised today. And then I would say this one, which is about Star Trek, and about, you know, I thought I'll do a song version of everything I learned from Star Trek, sort of thing, but it's more as a positive message. It's not as in a comedy like Star Trek it or anything like that. It's, you know, meant more serious than that. I might do something similar to that, but I don't know, maybe do it around Knight Rider or something or other. That might be quite good.
Well, you can always, if we ever do get a chance to do any little more specials, then you can have a special AI tune that will correspond with the top 10 or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But that's something I've been keeping myself busy with. I finally got upgraded broadband in my area. Even though I live out in the sticks, I've now got 500 meg. And it is brilliant when it works. It's worked most of the time, but last couple of weeks I was having problems with it, and it ended up being an issue with the ONT, the router, and their server. So it was nothing to do with me. And they were trying to say, oh, it's a network storm because you've got two switches on your network that are thing. I said, it's got nothing to do with a network storm. And they said, well, how can you be so sure? I said, because I can access my network attached storage. If it was that, I wouldn't be able to do it because my network would be out. So it's common sense. So yeah, found out they had to get an engineer out in the end, but it took Vonius ages to do it, and constant complaining.
Well, I had a new pole outside fitted.
All right.
We went out. It was we had like a week off for my birthday, and then we pulled up and I saw that they were changing the pole. My heart had sunk. Walked back and there was no internet in the house. I'm thinking, oh God, we're getting some destiny. So I went out and saw the guy. He said, yeah, it'll be back and running. We're just putting the pole in place and then it'll be back up. So you sort of have a palpitation on it, you know?
Yeah, because it's amazing how much you rely on the internet now.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, Sky's not too bad. That's sort of like you're separate. But then when you want to access the movies, and some of it is all via the internet anyway. So, yeah. Good.
And I went on holiday.
You did? Why did you come back early, though? What was that all about?
Well, we went to Euro Disney, and everything was okay. Euro Disney wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be honest. It wasn't like the Wonderland, but maybe it's because I'm 53 as opposed
it wasn't Florida,
to
though. Florida's amazing. I mean, you know, even I went there 15 years ago now, 14, you know, so.
I think I was just a little bit sort of underwhelmed by it in total. So anyway, we went there, and then the next day we paid for a bus tour around Paris and a cruise on the Seine. You know, that I was expecting to be, and here is the Eiffel Tower, and here is, you know, whatever. Notre Dame and all this, that, and the other, and it was there was a guide. If you picked up a telephone, dialed in what your code was for your language, and then stood there and listened to it. That's not what I was expecting. That's not what I thought I was paying for. It was peeing it down with rain, which also didn't help as well. And we'd been on a bus from 8:30 in the morning until 1:30 without any gap. It was just constant. And they took us on a tour of Paris, which we couldn't see anything or get close to anything the way that we should have been able to, because it was all closed off for the Olympics. So the longer that we were on the bus, I was getting like, I don't feel very well. And then I started getting pain. And
there's no Diet Coke in Paris?
Yes, there's no Diet Coke in France. In France. Not
what
Paris.
What was that about?
France. I could say, but it's, you know, no.
You have palpitations because you're a Coke man, you know that.
I don't know. I don't know. I was twitchy as hell when I got to France, and everything. If you wanted a Diet Coke drink, it was the Diet Coke Zero, which is not the same as Diet Coke, and it tastes. I don't like it. So, you know, it's like 3 days didn't have much to drink. I sent a picture back when I was travelling back home, and I got to England and I got a Diet Coke, and it was "Halla Effie as a caption to my wife, so that she knew I was okay. But yeah, so I was dehydrated on the bus because it was like really hot as well, and we hadn't had a drink. We didn't take a drink because we thought we'd be stopping. And we also thought we'd only be on the tour on the morning. No, it was all day until 8 o'clock at night. Anyway, we eventually got a drink, by which time I was in agony. And because of where it was, it felt like it was, you know, it might have been my kidneys sort of reacting.
Yeah, no Coke over 3 days. I can see that.
Yeah. But what it was actually my gallbladder. And gallstones, and I got increasingly more and more in pain. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, the next day after we got back from on a 12-hour bus trip, basically. We just really. I said I can't. I don't think I can travel back on the way that we came, because if I'm like this, I can't sit there for the next 17 hours. So I ended up having to get an Uber to the airport, flying by EasyJet to Manchester, and then getting the metro across Manchester to get the train to get to Northallerton, to get my next door neighbour pick me up. And it was like, literally, it was planes, trains and automobiles. Do you know what I mean? But I got back, and but it was just, if anybody's had gallstones, they'll know how incredibly painful it is. It's one of the most painful things that you can, sort of experience. And it was awful. But of course, because it either got pushed through or it moved or whatever it did, the stones can like move around in there or something or other. And I ended up being all right by the time I got home. But if I'd have been on that bus, I'd have been absolutely crippled. And I went to see my doctor a couple of days later when I managed to get an appointment with him. And he said, "You should have gone to hospital." Sort of like, yeah, because I'm waiting for an operation to have my gallbladder removed. So,
Okay.
But yeah, so it was an interesting thing. But do you know what the worst thing about the whole thing was? I had got gallbladder issue, and I had to go from Charles de Gaulle Airport. The gall of it.
Yeah, just one more thing.
Yep.
I became a granddad. That's the other thing that happens, actually.
Oh, congratulations. There's nothing like being a granddad, is there?
Yeah, it's something I didn't expect, but there you go.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Everything I learned was from the stars in the skies. Watching Star Trek in my youth, you showed me how to keep the truth. More speed on the helm, Sulu keeps control. In this cosmic realm, into the unknown we fly. On the Starship Enterprise, heroes bright and bold, a journey to behold. To be a great leader on the rise, like Captain Kirk flying through the skies. How to stay logical when all is lost, like Spock's steady hand when evil is crossed. Be loyal and true, if you work together you'll see it through. Both journeys we take, and love the path we make. To be passionate and care like McCoy on the planets upon which we deploy. I'll learn from Chekhov to do the best, and Sky showed me how to jest. Most of all, I learned from Uhura the importance of listening to what is untold. Working together, we can make a brighter future unfold. More speed on the helm, Sulu keeps control. In this cosmic realm, into the unknown we fly. On the Starship Enterprise, heroes bright and bold, a journey to behold. To be a great leader, and aliens all the same. You can be a logical Vulcan or an Andorian, a squire of Gothos with power untold. An unknown alien, an enemy or a friend, and be there for each other in the bright starlight. Be loyal and true, if you work together you'll see it through. Both journeys we take, and love the path we make. Hortas and Klingons, aliens all the same. You can be a logical Vulcan or an Andorian, a squire of Gothos with power untold. An unknown alien, an enemy or a friend, and be there for each other in the bright starlight. Be loyal and true, if you work together you'll see it through. Both journeys we take, and love the path we make.
night. Movies, TV, tech so bright. Answers to your questions right. Console wars and streaming fights. Latest trends and gaming heights. Catch it all in perfect bites. Podcasts full of pure delights. Pop culture gamers, Hayden and Steve. Tune in for the magic, best you'll believe. Pop culture gamers, they never leave. Talking all the latest so you don't grieve. Controllers and headsets too. Exploring worlds brand new. Updates just for you. You know what to do. Listeners' voices clear. Opinions loud, sincere. Join the fun, no fear. Every week they're here. Pop culture gamers, Hayden and Steve. Tune in for the magic, best you'll believe. Pop culture gamers, they never leave. Talking all the latest so you don't grieve. So you don't grieve. Pop culture gamers, Hayden and Steve. Tune in for the magic, best you'll believe. Pop culture gamers, they never leave. Talking all the latest so you don't grieve. So you don't grieve. Controllers and headsets too. Exploring worlds brand new. Updates just for you. You know what to do. Listeners' voices clear. Opinions loud, sincere. Join the fun, no fear. Every week they're here.